I completely taste what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like a Sharpie.
Yeah. There's something going on with it.
Maybe it needs to release a little bit more.
We're going to have to let this release a lot more.
Yeah, we'll talk about it here in a little bit.
Yeah, because we're just trying the second half bourbon here, and it's different.
It's got a little leathery taste on the end. I'm getting a little catcher's mitt.
I taste Sharpie. That's all I taste.
Sharpie.
That's pretty high. So we got
term.
We got Chattanooga whiskey. It is I guess that's it right there.
It's a single barrel.
Single barrel, uncut, unfiltered, made from what's the chemical that's in Sharpie?
Well, Chattanooga Whiskey 2023 single barrels are a collection of our most beloved high malt recipes presented in their purest final single barrel form, uncut and unfiltered, made from a mash of at least 25% of malted grains. Each hand-selected barrel showcases a range of flavor characteristics unique of each recipe, and a singular to our Tennessee high malt style. So it doesn't really say anything. Oh, hold on. It does have a variant barrel 91. Is this 91?
I don't know.
If
Mr. Producer's choking on it.
Yeah, he's. I don't think it's very often that he samples a bourbon, and he may have just hurt himself.
I think he pulled a groin.
Yeah, he pulled something.
he's gonna go poop.
Yeah, we just lost him for podcast. So we're gonna have to do. We're on our own here.
All right. Well, this is enlighten us, Jeff.
This says mash bill contains one of 4 unique mash bills: B004, B005, SB.
Oh, okay.
So it contains one of them.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
so
wait a second. So we're saying this is a blend,
it is a blend, I guess.
and
So-
one of them is peated.
Yeah, peated.
There's our problem.
Well, I don't want to call it a problem, but it's definitely it's a problem.
Yeah, no, I think that's it.
Yeah,
So-
it's a crosser. It's been bred.
Yeah.
A little
So
peat thing. That is that flavor we're tasting. It's the Sharpie pen.
yes, the fermentation. There's lots of information on this bottle. I don't know what this word
Even
means.
more on the screen here. It's overwhelming. I don't know
Yes.
what all this means.
Well, they got
What's cooperage? Variant.
Attemperated. What does attemperated mean?
Fermentation, attemperated 7 days, cooperage variant, and it lists like almost 25 things or 30.
Yeah.
in no filtration whatsoever.
Barrel size is 53 gallons.
It says, okay, a temperate is tempered, proportional, properly adapted. Well, I don't know about that.
That's the downsizing of it when they dumb it down from
Tempered
150 to 118 proof.
Attemperated 7 days. I don't know. There's a lot going on with it.
Read that. Filtration none. Bottle occasionally captures barrel sediment.
Or pieces of wood.
Maybe we're maybe we're tasting wood sediment.
Yeah, that's
good
probably
Lord.
what it is. Got some of that charred oak barrel in there.
Okay, what's the proof of this thing?
118.6.
Oh, good Lord.
So I'm going to try it again, but that first
Yeah,
one.
we're gonna let it sit.
I
don't
am
know
going to
mine.
let it sit,
Yeah.
too. As a matter of fact, I'm going to clear my palate with a nice Yingling light.
Yeah, that first one really threw me when I first tasted that.
I have never seen you make that face after trying any bourbon. It made me go, maybe we should pass on this one.
Well, the last time I saw him make that face is when he had like some sort of Asian taco and farted. And he was like, "Oh my God, that's horrible! That's horrible!
Oh, you got to try this.
Come here, Sean Smithers." I was like, "What? I'm not going over there."
And I've heard that sometimes with these single barrels, sometimes you get bad barrels, and you don't really know, right? Because this is a single barrel, which means all the bottles for this barrel came out of
one
barrel.
Yeah.
So if we get to another one that came out of a different barrel, it could taste different than this.
Well, that's like
Yeah,
the
while the-
whole wine thing.
while
right?
the barrel's
that
sitting
year
there,
of grapes or whatever. The
there
year
could
of grapes
be-
are different than another year of grapes.
Right.
A batch of caterpillars, creating a whole ecosystem inside the barrel prior to them putting bourbon in it.
Oh, it could have been a contaminated barrel.
Could have been.
Or it could have been that kind of deal where they dumped a dude in it. Remember that story where there was an exquisite barrel of
yes,
bourbon,
yes.
and they because they or maybe it was rum, and they found a body in the barrel.
Like, why does this taste so good?
Yes.
Oh God, we love this so much.
What's
And
this
so
stuff
then,
floating
ever
in
since
it?
then, they were putting bodies in barrels.
Oh,
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I want to volunteer.
I think
for
it's
that.
Old Monk.
Well, I can believe that.
Yeah.
It might taste straight.
Well, they
throw- they
but
throw
they don't
old monks
kill
in it.
people. People voluntarily put themselves in
They
barrels.
don't stick the dead old monks in the barrels.
Well, yeah, but that's part of their.
So when they pass, they're just like, hey, we got to do something. Let's stick them in the barrel.
No, that's what they want. They're like, please barrelize me.
Barrelize.
Is that like the initiation for popes? As they make them bask into the rum casks?
So it's like Pope
Maybe.
Hey.
taint water.
Hey, Pope John Paul II's
guys
gonna
are-
taint our casks over here.
Wow, you guys are. Is this sacrilegious?
Come on
or is
over
this-
here. Come on. How's that sacrilegious?
I don't know. Is this something? I don't know. You guys are like dogging holy people.
one's
He's
dogging
got one
anything.
too, doesn't he?
Yeah, I guess he does. Yeah.
Mm.
Actually, I think the Vatican's very corrupt. Personally,
Really?
I do.
Where'd that come from? They are corrupt. They're fucking the biggest corrupt thing on the planet.
Well, the Pope these days is a fairly liberal Pope.
I know. I don't think I had that attitude until a liberal pope came to power, and then I was like,
It's like, you know what? All of a sudden, I think we want to start adopting
Progressivism.
killing babies.
Yes.
well, I don't think he's.
I don't
gone
think
that
he's
far.
there, but
But he's
Might
been
as well
like-
be.
He's been like, Jesus cares about climate change. Like,
Jesus
correct?
cares about climate change. Come here.
is he Jewish?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what he is.
That's got a Mel Brooks version.
Yeah, this is a really weird version of a pope.
Well, they come from Germany, you know.
But
No,
a
lot of them
the,
have.
The current one is like
No,
from
they don't.
Argentina or Brazil or something
He's
like
from
that. isn't
Brazil. Yeah,
well, the current one
dude
perhaps,
before
but-
him who retired,
Benedict.
which had never happened before.
he? Yeah, Benedict was from Germany.
Oh,
Was
dude,
he the
was
first pope in history to retire?
Oh, probably because he
I
was
don't
like, "Hey,
know.
fuck it, I'm out of here. I've seen what you guys are doing. I want to live."
I'm not sure he said "fuck it."
Oh, Falkland Islands?
Do you think?
Which one are you talking about?
Hey, let's get that guy from the fucking islands.
boy.
Which is, by the way, from Argentina.
All right. Well, guys, look, it's June 6th. Second half of our show. It's Dudes Like Us podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
And we are sucking down a big fat one from Chattanooga Whiskey. This one is
118.6.
118.6, and this one is a
pretty
blend of different bourbons as we had in whiskeys that we had spouted off. And initially, Jeff was taken back a little bit because when he was like, "Oh my god, this is kind of crazy," and it does. It has it's like opening up a cap off of a marker, and you do like a permanent marker,
Yeah.
a magic marker, or something, and you like get that smell, and you kind of like that's not right, and that's not right. What is that from? Anywho,
I don't know.
there was a show on there. That's not right.
It's not getting better.
It's not.
It's not as strong on the second pull that the first one. So, but it's still there.
So when they filter it,
Ooh, it smells good though.
well, yeah, take a taste first. But when they filter it, I know Jack Daniels runs it through. They call it mellowing,
What's
right?
the peat?
They drip it through a big stack of
That's
of
the
chips.
That's the Lincoln process.
That's
Lincoln
right.
County
So
process.
when they filter this, what does that mean? What is that?
Well, there's no filtering.
There's no filtering.
Well, but what do they do to filter?
They use a screen.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
So you're just talking about a screen.
it's
that's
parts
it.
per million. So they have a specific screen that they use. It's parts per million that allow it traps certain sizes. You know, it's
So
just
it's
like
literally just
it's like a sieve,
so it's literally just like getting rid of
cheesecloth.
anything that's in like particles of the board or
It could be
anything like
cheesecloth.
that. Cheesecloth.
Or like someone's tidy whities after they shit. That's what
In the
this
barrel.
is. Yeah.
whoa.
They shit in the barrel and then fill it with
It's quite the analogy.
Or they mark it with Sharpie.
Don't
then
do that,
filter
Mark.
through
No,
that.
that's why we don't do video. Do you
Huh.
see the gesture he was just doing?
Yeah, I saw a lot of it, Sean.
Aiming your
Actually,
direction, too.
I saw all of it. And you're right. That is another reason why we don't ever do live video or video at all.
Yes. So
I always found it fascinating that the liquid was, when it's distilled, is always clear.
well,
and then that the color comes from the barrel.
Well,
I know we've talked
Why is
about
that
this.
fascinating?
It is.
You
Well,
didn't know
I mean,
that?
No, I did when I first learned it.
when you're 10.
I don't think you want to.
When I was a toddler, and my dad was carrying me around the distillery because that's all we did was visit distilleries.
Oh.
And he was like, "Here, try this, okay, Daddy."
it
And
was
yeah,
sake
Oh,
over
Papa,
there.
I won't try it. Oh, is that where it started?
What was the what was the Thailand booze over there?
what the hell? You know, I tell you what, I will share this story. So when we lived in Indonesia,
Is this where you went into the?
no. I mean, I lived in Jakarta. I mean, I lived in Tokyo and Buenos Aires and Jakarta, Indonesia.
Was this the bathhouse you went to?
No, I was never in a bathhouse.
Are these the nude parents of your friends?
That was
That's
Indonesia.
What I was referring to.
That was Indonesia. Yes. Yeah, I had a Dutch friend, and they were skinny dipping, and I found that very
Were they attractive?
awkward.
Was she attractive?
They were nasty. They were
Oh.
tall and skinny and gross.
Oh,
And I was like,
Well, you're what, 10?
was he well hung?
what? I tried not to look at his.
Was it like an acorn on a change purse?
But she was hung.
What she had like? What do you mean?
I'm kidding. I'm
pressed
kidding.
ham?
Was it her boobs that were sagging, or did she have like a
I'm making a
Philadelphia
joke that they
steak
were both
sandwich
men,
that was
but
like
they weren't
drying
both men.
out?
Anyway, I don't even remember what I was going to say now. Oh, over there
It's like jerky treats.
you have drivers, right? Because I think I've told you guys before. Everybody has maids,
Correct.
and guards and drivers because that's the way the companies over there they make. Like when an expatriate company comes in to develop resources, they want to give local employment.
Right.
So anyway, so you live. Yeah, it's really weird. It's an awkward way to live, but anyway, but you have a driver everywhere you go. And imagine, like this is before Uber. This is before.
Was Raul your driver?
His name was. Oh my God.
Paco.
No, it was Erlan.
Miguel?
His name was Erlan, and I could tell you so many funny examples of Erlan. We got him in trouble. Anyway,
Oh.
yes, because he was. Anyway, doesn't matter.
With the officials?
Did he get too loose?
No, he was driving like a
Naked?
He was driving like a maniac. My sister and I were in the van. We had a VW van, and he was driving like a maniac. And
A Volkswagen van?
Volkswagen van.
Nice.
Is
Yeah.
there such a thing?
They're coming back out for those. Yeah, the minibus.
Of course.
Oh,
What's wrong
that's
with you?
right.
It was a minibus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming back out with those, by the way.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was great. And he was driving like a maniac one day. And so we said to my mom, I mean, we weren't even complaining. Like, we didn't think she was going to tell him, but we were like, God, the airline's driving like a maniac today. What the hell? And the next time she and I were in the van, cars were blowing past us. And he was driving super slow. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And my sister was like, I don't know. So I leaned forward because he's in the front, we're in the back. I leaned forward. I was like, Airline, is there something wrong with the van or something? And he goes, you tell Miss Mickey I go too fast, I go slow for you. I was like, whoa, he is pissed off because we totally got him in trouble.
Right.
Anyway, we make that I say that all the time with my sister and I. You tell Miss Mickey I go too fast, I go slow for you. Anyway, my point is, you have drivers everywhere you go. So the adults. I was a kid, of course, but everybody's parents.
So what dialect was that again?
I'm sorry? That was Indonesian.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's a very difficult accent to do.
Oh, yeah.
I don't recommend.
Sean's going to practice when he gets
No.
home.
Oh, I'm gonna go home and be like, I'm almost there.
No, you always sound like the Star Wars guy.
Oh,
Or Bill Cosby.
Anyway, all the parents had drivers everywhere they went. So they had parties. And we never saw them. We were in bed. But apparently, my parents came home sloshed. Like all the parents came home sloshed.
Well, it's built-in Uber.
It's built-in Uber. Totally built-in Uber. And who knows what they were... I mean, I guess they were drinking the same shit that we drink today.
I was going to say, what's the local booze over there, Indonesia?
I'm sure they had I think they had a local beer.
No, I mean like the alcohol. Like
I don't know.
Like we have bourbon.
I
You have cognac.
I would imagine they had kind of like Old Monk, right? That's an Indian rum.
Like a rum, you think?
Yeah, probably. They had rum. I don't know if they have bourbons. I don't know. That's
well,
a good question.
like beers, they have a Bing Tang beer.
Bing Tang.
Bing
That's
Tang.
right. Bing Tang.
Yep.
I remember that. Absolutely. And Aussie beer was very popular over there because it was close to Australia, right?
Right.
So, and which one is that one? The Aussie beer. You guys would recognize it. It's like a blue can.
Foster's.
Foster's. Thank you. Yeah. So
Well, Indonesia is basically a country with Muslim as the majority.
by
So-
far.
So
was a very
alcohol drinking is prohibited by law of the religion and frowned upon, mostly when you live over there.
Right. There was a lot of things that we had to consider.
So what alcohol is native to Indonesia? Arak Bal.
A rock ball?
Arak Bali. The traditional spirit from Bali is fermented from glutinous rice or sap from sugar palm or coconut trees.
Ooh, that sounds
Kind
wonderful.
of like sake.
And originally used for rituals and traditions from Maryland. But today, anyone can enjoy its unique taste and warming sensation.
Do you think they have that at Total Wine?
Arak Bali.
We should try that if they have it at Total Wine. That'd be fun. Remember how we had canned meat night?
Yeah.
Let's do exotic alcohol night.
Oh, we're going to get blown up.
Why would we get blown up? It's probably low proof stuff.
All right, I'm in.
That was a hard sell.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Let's do that. Let's buy a bottle of liquor from every country.
Says
And we'll say
Arak.
we traveled around the world.
Yeah,
There we go.
Arak is a traditional Balinese liquor made from fermented white rice and coconut palm flowers. It has a very high alcohol content
Oh.
and is a bit harsh.
Like what we're drinking right now.
Yes.
Very high alcohol content and harsh.
Yes.
Yeah, I could share so many stories about Indonesia, man. It was a crazy. All the countries. They were just. I mean, you can appreciate that, Sean. I know you grew up in Germany. Did you grow up in any other country or just Germany?
No, I lived in Germany. We traveled a lot.
Well, the U.S. You grew up in the U.S. too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a country.
right,
But
right.
technically,
That is a country. Technically.
I lived in El Paso. It's like living in another country.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I was definitely a minority in El Paso.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you grew up in Cincinnati,
I grew up in Cincinnati.
and that was like that's it.
That's it.
Because you were just talking about how you got a friend from like an insanely young age. Still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's. I grew up we moved into the house that I grew up in when I was 4. I don't remember, but I saw pictures of my 4th birthday. We had no furniture, and we moved in over my birthday, and we all sat on the floor, and I think we had White Castles
Ooh, I like White Castle.
for my 4th birthday.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had a White Castle.
We never had. They're tremendous. A lot of people don't like them.
They're not here though.
I
They're
don't
not in
think so.
Dallas.
No, you can buy them at the.
What's the closest place they have them? Like city-wise?
Vegas has them.
Vegas does? That's not close.
New
But
Jersey had them.
I wonder if there's anything.
You're utopian.
Right.
I like to live in it.
This is the best place in the world.
This is way prettier than Texas.
Well, yeah, I lived there. I lived there a lot. Because we lived in New Jersey. Well, first of all, I was born in Maryland. All right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was born in Frederick, Maryland.
Bunch of Democrats
Frederick,
up there.
Maryland?
Yeah.
He wants to move back to the Democratic type run places.
I think, that's his
No,
roots.
it's not
He's
true.
like, I like how the
Well, now
state's
he's
run.
going to visit an island where there's nothing but Democrats. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
back to
okay.
his roots.
Well, I'm gonna change it.
Oh, good luck.
You have
Oh.
11 days to convince them.
Dude, I am smuggling
70-year-olds.
I got like
Convince them.
25 Trump flags I'm going to bring with me. I'm going
I'm already
Pepper
reading,
them all
I'm already
over the
reading the
island.
headline. Texas man found floating off of island on East Coast.
With his FJB shirt on
Yeah.
and nothing else.
Yeah.
Foxtrot Julia
Yeah.
Bravo.
And there's clearly signs of sexual assault.
What? Why do you have to throw that in there?
Well, I don't know. You got.
Now, so I was born in Frederick, Maryland, and we immediately were whisked away. As soon as I was able to fly on a plane, they took me to Germany. And my dad did 3 tours back to back. So we went to Germany, came back to New Jersey. He did, and then went back to Germany, came back to New Jersey,
Oh, that's fun.
went back to Germany,
No
came back
shit.
to New Jersey.
Really?
3 tours back to back. And then we
That's
ended
tough.
up.
That's tough on little kids, man.
Just stay over there.
All that moving.
Yeah. Actually, one of those times we went to Colorado. I misspoke.
In
70,
Colorado Springs?
Yeah, 75. I think we went over there.
Yeah, Colorado Springs?
Colorado Springs, Colorado, Fort Monmouth, Colorado. So yeah, so I think the first time we went back to Colorado, then we went to New Jersey, and then we went back to New Jersey to Germany. But
I was in Denver during that time. I wonder if we ever crossed paths on the highway.
it's possible if you lived.
Were you in Colorado
Fort
Springs?
Carson, Colorado.
I was in Denver.
Wow.
I was
Well,
born
that's-
in Wheat Ridge, Denver.
Wow.
Or Wheat Ridge, Colorado, which is a suburb of Denver.
Were
Until
you north or south of Denver?
I believe it was the southern part of Denver, if I
well.
were to look up Wheat Ridge.
You're a little
moved-
bit closer then.
You moved shortly thereafter, though?
Yes. So, yeah, right after kindergarten, I moved to Tokyo when I was in first grade, which would have been 1977, 78, maybe? I don't know.
I bet we were. We were pretty close.
Yeah, I probably gave you the finger while you were driving by.
I don't think so. I think you had. I think I gave you the finger because you probably looked weird.
Probably gave him the big old red eye.
Yeah, you were driving that short. You were in that short bus, and I was kind of
I
look
was
at
in a short
you.
bus. And, and first of all, I couldn't hear you if you were giving me shit.
He signed language.
Because that was before I wore hearing aids.
Flip the bird.
They didn't know I needed hearing aids until first grade. So
Really?
you can talk shit all you want when I was in kindergarten.
They're like, Paul's not listening to me.
Wow.
Well, that's what the teacher said. He's either cannot hear or he's slow, and it turns out it's both.
Well, you know, it's kind of cool when we lived in Fort Carson, Colorado. Just our house specifically is because we were like right next to the door that opened up into NORAD, like a couple miles. I mean, it's interesting because it's Cheyenne Hills right there.
Yeah. So you're saying Pikes Peak? You're saying Pikes Peak is where NORAD is?
No,
it's further south. Pikes Peak.
Pikes Peak is up north.
Oh,
Pikes.
because that's where Colorado Springs is, right?
It's north.
It's north.
West.
It's not real far, but we went to Pikes Peak. Preston was with us when we went to Colorado.
And the Garden of the Gods or
We
whatever.
went
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of that. I've driven
You
through there.
lived there.
Oh my God, I've driven through there for decades and have never
I would
stopped.
encourage you to go
Never stopped and looked at anything.
to the Garden of the Gods because first of all, it's cool to see all those big freaking boulders all laying around. It's crazy the because when you have these ice ages that these huge what do they call it? Big glaciers that move and they pick up these deposits of boulders that
Yep.
are tons and tons and tons
and they carved this crazy shit in the
they leave them
Right.
deposited right where they're at. They're like, hey, I'm going to stay right here, and it's like,
and they move like a millimeter a decade. You know what I mean?
Well, they're not moving anymore.
I think
No, I'm talking about in the old days, those
Oh,
glaciers when they formed all these
Yeah, our
things
time-
that they formed.
Our time on Earth is like
minuscule.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Nothing.
It's insane.
You know, one
Yes.
of the coolest things that I enjoyed up in Colorado, of all things, and I didn't even realize at the time, was the Royal Gorge. Royal Gorge is, I think, the tallest bridge on the planet.
I haven't seen that one either.
The
And
Royal-
we deliberately
in it-
didn't visit it because I was convinced that Brody was going to jump off.
Well, back at that time, it was a
Why is it
suspended
just like a little
bridge.
I had
rope
nightmares
bridge?
about it.
They had
Yeah, it's a really high bridge.
Yeah,
they
we
had
went
large
underneath it.
planks of wood that would cross with supports, kind of like building a house, and the bridge was supported by pieces of metal rods that
Right.
were maybe an eighth of an inch thick.
This is like the old bridge before they redid it type of thing?
Well,
or
I'm not
what?
sure of the new bridge. I just know the one that was there in the 80s.
Okay.
So then if it's new, I don't know anything about it. The one that I saw had an eighth inch thick rod, and the rod ran the length of the bridge, and they had a bundle of them, hundreds of them, and that's what the whole bridge was. There was two of them on either side, maybe a couple of them. I don't really
Did
remember.
it seem sturdy to you?
Oh, it seemed fine. We drove our van across it, but it's the tallest van. When you look down there on the other side, you're like, God bless, that is a long way down.
Well, I know when
It's
we did.
really high.
I know when we did the. I think this is what it was. We did the whitewater rafting up there, and I think we went underneath it,
Oh, under that bridge?
under the bridge. Yeah, because they pointed out some bridge that was really high up,
Like you can't even see it barely.
and I don't remember what he called it, but yeah, he's like, "This is something."
So we got a picture of me in
Tutu.
In a diaper?
no, in Colorado at the time when we went to the Royal Gorge, and they used to have a train that crossed over there, and they had a little mock-up of the train, a miniaturized one.
Mm-hmm.
You could sit in it. My dad took a little photograph of me sitting in the little mock-up.
Yeah. That was before they used to charge for shit like that.
Everything's expensive now. We're going to be going to.
You want to sit in the train and take a picture? Okay, $15.
Yeah, we're going to Napa in a couple weeks,
Look at me.
and
Yeah.
we went for
Your tier ones.
We
Yeah.
went, no, just
Does
my
somebody
wife,
have a chateau?
my wife and I.
No.
Are
And-
you renting an Airbnb in the middle of the Napa Valley?
Are you
Yes.
visiting? Will someone be meeting you there?
No.
What? Who's
But it's an extremely.
somebody meeting them there?
Oh, like he shows up, and
Oh,
then a
tier
week
one.
later, he has some tier ones that show up.
No.
Hey, how you
Yeah,
doing?
Maria Shriver and her friends are going to meet us.
And Arnold
yes.
Schwarzenegger.
We're going to take
No,
No,
it's
they're
just
not
my
together.
wife and
They're
I.
not together anymore.
We went to, not for a long time. We went there for our 8th anniversary, so 2005-ish, right? I'm pricing it now, and you have to make reservations. If you want to go visit a winery, you have to make reservations. But they range from $55, $75 a person to $150, $300 a person
Just to go to the winery.
to do it,
Tour
have
it.
a tour, and yeah.
And it's like a 20-minute tour.
No, it's like an hour. Some of them are
not
an
bad.
hour and a half. And you get to taste 5, 6 wines.
Yeah.
But you factor in, I want to do 2 or 3 of those a day.
Get a little
You're
buzz.
just like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, that's like $500.
Yeah, I was just like, fuck, dude. And
Is that what you said to your travel agent?
I did. I was like, fuck, dude.
And he was like, I
It
don't
is
understand why
what it
you're
is,
saying
what
that
it
to
is.
me.
It is what it is, man, bitch. No, so I'm just saying
It's like, we could do that. I'll give you a
It was a
discount.
very, very contentious phone call. God.
No, I'm just saying that we're talking about how much shit costs,
Oh, yeah.
and it's ridiculous just to do it.
It is. It is. I mean,
All right, so the producer has pulled up the nearest White Castle is located in Louisiana,
Oh,
approximately 6 hours and 44 minutes.
Baton
away.
Rouge.
really? That's the closest one in Louisiana?
Baton Rouge, yeah.
Why don't they have one in Shreveport? We could have made a road trip to Shreveport. That's easy. What is that, an hour and a half to Shreveport?
No,
No,
it's almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
It's not worth a 6-7 hour drive.
Yeah, how can it be? Well, I mean, we've got In-N-Out Burger.
No,
Oh, my God.
I like White Castle.
Do you remember when
better
people
than
were
In-N-Out Burger.
crying and waiting out, in lines for hours?
They were
for,
crying?
Yes,
Why?
because
hungry?
they were so happy that In-N-Out Burger had come to Frisco. They were crying on TV.
People are idiots.
They really are. And I was like, yeah, I've eaten there like twice, and I'm like, I mean, it's like Freddy's.
It's a burger, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't impress me much. I like Whataburger better.
I'm very upset with Whataburger right now
Uh-oh.
because ever since COVID, they stopped doing the grilled peppers and grilled onions.
So they still have good burgers.
Well, that is what literally is what made my burger like the best burger I've ever tried in my life.
Find a new burger there.
Well, I can't. They don't have grilled onions and green peppers. So I'm
It's
very
probably
upset.
because no one ordered them, and they're like, "Oh, no one orders this, so we can cut it."
Well, and they hurt me.
That's probably what it was. You could bring your own.
I guess that'd be weird. Give them a little cup and say, "Hey, can you add this to the burger?
Can you grill these up for me real
It's
quick?"
order 42. Can you pour that on the? Yeah, I don't see that going very
Well, you
well.
can do it while you get to when you have to take a little baggie of them.
And to keep it warm, and have a little Bunsen burner right there at my table, keeping
Yes.
those warm. And then they bring the burger. I quickly open it up, tumble it on. Yeah,
Yes.
that would work.
Oh, my
Do it.
God. Did you guys hear today Pelosi throws out the first pitch during the Nationals LGBTQ Pride event?
Did
Oh.
she break her arm? In
Yeah,
the
I want to see a
process?
video of this. That's
No.
pathetic. I guarantee it
I
didn't
bet
make the play.
her bones are so brittle. It's just like her arm just
she-
kind of flopped around.
She took to the field earlier today, even to throw out the ceremonial first pitch at the Washington Nationals Night Out themed
Good
game, Major League Baseball's longest-running LGBTQ celebration.
Get
Former
outta
House
here.
Speaker was picked for
Yeah,
her
I thought she was done. She's
long-standing
not in
commitment
Congress anymore.
to fighting for the rights and dignities of the
Yes, she is. She's just not
alphabet
speaker.
community.
She's not the.
She's 83 years old.
She's still in Congress, I believe.
No, I thought she's
Well,
out.
she's
out of
not the
office.
speaker anymore. She's still
She's still a
a
congresswoman.
representative.
Oh, she is. I thought she was out of office now.
No.
Oh, why would I expect that? She's under 90. So why would I think she'd leave? How about the fall Biden had on the?
He's just an old guy.
He's
You
an
know, I
old
don't
dude.
want to see him fall.
I don't want to see him fall either. It's horrible. It's elderly abuse.
It is to have him up there.
It's you don't want to see that. He's
I mean, if he can't
like
walk
our
across the
parents.
stage,
he's like our parents. If you seen your dad fall,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what it's like, and you don't want to see that.
It'd be horrible.
But it shows to the frailty of him.
Yeah, I hear you.
and he wants to look, and people are like, well, no one wants to. They're contesting people running against him. Like they don't want to have a debate. Like no, we
RFK
can't.
Jr.
Yeah, I know
I was
it.
like,
Oh,
He would tear him apart.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
but the thing
anybody
is
would.
that if you get him in office, and dipshit Camel Toe Harris is his sidekick, she's gonna be the fucking president.
Yeah, he won't make it. I'm amazed he's made it this far. I literally didn't think he would live 4 years.
well, he's only 2 years into it.
Right,
2.5 years now.
right,
He's got another 2 years to go.
right. But why did you have to shatter our fun thinking about childhood things with with Nancy Pelosi.
Well, I just thought it was interesting.
God.
You know,
That's just shattering the. Here he is, falling 3 times. Oh, what a fool! Oh, then look at him. He's like looking around. He's like,
his handler's just like, fuck.
Yep. They're like, just keep him alive. Just keep him alive. And that's another time he falls. And here's a 3rd time he falls.
so there's a
he's about
title
to
out
fall.
there that says "Reparations Movement Meets Reality."
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
What, this fall he's about to do?
Oh, he's so frail.
He's doing. He got some rice and some. He's gonna wipe out here.
It just
guys-
makes me nauseous.
Got a nice little Friar Tuck working on the back.
We're watching a compilation of him just stumbling and falling. Well, not falling, but stumbling mainly. Oh, here's where he falls off the bike.
Oh yeah, I love how they put on Google Maps the
The place where he did it.
yeah. What they call it?
Oh, my
They call it the
God.
Biden landing.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is where he gets scared of the shadow. Look at him. Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I guess he's the best Democrats could put up. I don't know. That's telling you something.
Yeah, look how just. Oh, here's where he falls. Like literally falls down. I've not actually not watched this.
And he can't get up. He tries to get up there, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not going to happen."
Oh my God, this is just.
And I feel bad for him, and it is elderly abuse. I don't. He's not there, and
How can he keep up with you know how it's a grueling. It normally
Well, I saw on the
is a grueling
I saw on the
routine,
5.
like a grueling
Did
schedule.
you watch that one where they had his schedule, and basically his meetings are from noon to 4, and they leave him alone on the weekends.
Yeah, no, I mean they're babying the shit out of him, and they're not. Do you remember?
Biden's doing his best impression of our economy.
Right, there you go.
By far.
Because the presidency, you're basically on 24/7 for the most part. I think for 4 years, right?
Crazy.
I would think.
Did you
There's
guys
shit
watch
going on
the,
around the clock.
You guys watched the highlights of the View with Tim Scott, I think,
Yes,
and how he was her bitch's name Sunny.
Sunny something.
So I didn't. I
thought that
saw
was
a
perfect.
headline on Red State that said he, not that he embarrassed himself, but or maybe he did. Maybe the title was he embarrassed himself, and that Republicans just won't learn. So I don't know. I thought he put people in their place.
I don't think he embarrassed.
You talking about
himself.
Tim Scott?
Yeah.
No, that is a farce. That he did not embarrass himself at all. In fact, he took the high road across the board. I didn't watch the whole interview, but I saw when they were. I mean, you had Sonny sitting there
She had a
asking
shit
him,
grin on his-
just
on her
like,
face.
and then you had Whoopi Goldberg had to get her fat fucking Karen ass up, walk around, and stand
Yeah,
next
I
to
saw
Sonny,
that, and put her
they were
hand
like
around
looking at
him.
him like
Like ganging up.
oh, it was like, and he absorbed it and didn't give in at all and said the truth. They were telling, they were talking about black people and how you have the exception and the rule.
Yep.
And he's like, we are the exception. Sonny says, I'm the exception, she says, and you are the exception. And Tim Scott says, no, we're not.
He's like,
because
"Bitch, please."
we have a black president. We have a black vice president. We've got the black sheriff here in Florida. He started naming out all these black
Meaning
people.
they're not exceptions.
Yeah, it's just like, how can that be the exception to the rule? We've got all these people.
Well,
that,
you only have the Democrat or the Republican only have 2 black senators, or 1. He's like, and you have 2.
Score.
yeah, shut the front door.
Yeah, I can't stand when people are creating something that's not there, and they're doing it for a purpose, of course.
Right. No, I thought he did a good job. Again, I didn't see the whole thing. I saw
I didn't
some
watch
highlights.
it. I just saw an article about it. I don't know why Red State was not happy about it, but
Well, there's some hardcore conservatives out there that I don't necessarily agree with who, if you're
probably
not,
didn't want him to go on The View at all.
Right. So yeah, it's basically here's where they are, and if you deviate anything from that, you're
Yeah,
not on board with that.
right. You're not.
Fuck them all.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
there's-
I'm
seriously.
sick of it.
I'm talking about both sides. Fuck
most
them all.
folks are
I'm sick of everything.
Most folks are near the middle. It's when you get to the edges that
I
it's just
know.
like fuck, man. Both sides. need to
You're
go
taking
in.
it too far. It's just like it is. I mean, there are certain things that Republicans believe that we should be stripping down to the bare skin and bones. Well, no. I think we need to have some programs in place to help protect our communities from craziness, wandering out there, people that have mental problems. We need to be able to rehab those people and kick them back into life. But then you've got these governmental entities that are just sucking in money. You know,
Yeah.
let's spend $30 million on the discovery of trying to figure out if pigeons contribute to the carbon dioxide for our climate change. Okay, that is the most retarded thing. But
Well, hold on. What do they come up with?
well, I mean that's just an
Are
example.
they a significant factor in climate change?
Well, I
Well,
mean
they shit and breathe, so I'm sure they contribute.
I mean,
Well, yeah, but what
everything
percentage?
contributes. Like you mentioned earlier, I mean, the Great Britain could literally fall off the face of the planet and won't make a dent in the CO2 production annually.
That's
I mean,
what I
Right.
love. That's what I love about California. They make all these crazy strict rules and air
It's like, for
pollution.
what?
And,
It's not moving the needle at
you
all.
are not
It's-
doing shit.
it
Is a fart in the wind.
I mean, I can't believe that people in California don't just think it's absurd.
Oh, but we're doing our part,
Right.
Bitch, please.
Bitch, please.
You need to get some of these third world companies. No, I'm not saying. I guess India is that third world.
I would think
I-
so.
I think parts of it.
I don't know.
Parts of it. Parts of it.
Yeah, for sure,
For
parts
sure.
of it. I think some parts of India are
Then,
mainstream.
but then again, I mean, if you're going to go by that litmus test, I mean, there's parts of America. I mean, look at Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are
Baltimore.
parts of the United States that are third world, bro.
Right, yep.
I mean, so I don't know how
Well,
you gauge that. But go ahead.
Well, to fix the if you want to fix the CO2 problem, you got to look over there, India, China, whole Asian section over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever
They have
you-
no rules. At
Wherever
all.
you're
Right.
sending our shit to get processed and made, that's where it's happening.
Well,
How about
coal? I mean, China is burning coal like crazy. It's cheap, very abundant, right? And they're just doing their thing. I mean,
Yep.
and they don't get any restrictions or, whatever,
Well, people try and they just ignore it.
right?
no?
No, I
Well-
think they literally get like a UN pass.
Oh, because they're an up and coming.
Yeah, because they're a developing country. A developing country. China is a developing country.
Oh, that's retarded.
It's retarded.
Yeah.
Now you got us on this. You said Nancy Pelosi, and now we're all
That's all right. So,
we're spiraling in this.
so Elon Musk went to China this past week and trying to negotiate with China. We don't know the details of all that stuff, but it all evolved around the production of some of the batteries for the Tesla car. Is basically from what I understood.
Well, they're moving. I thought they're moving the battery production out of China. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. He was over there doing stuff. So
I think they just opened up a big gigafactory over there.
Great.
That's what they're opening here in Texas too, if it's not already open.
Great.
Big gig. They call them gigafactories, I think.
is that what produces
You know what?
The
car- batteries?
The batteries, I believe.
Yeah, that is like horrible for our the area. I mean, we had a battery place here in Frisco, Texas.
Yep. Exide.
And that
This is Austin, so they can deal with it.
There you go.
well, I don't. I mean, don't our rivers pass through Austin?
The going south.
Yeah. In
Oh,
other
so
words,
they don't go north. Oh, so the only
in
one
other
that goes
words,
north
we
is
have
Mississippi.
super clean water, and by the time it gets to them, it's soiled.
I don't believe the Mississippi goes north. It goes.
What if it goes north?
I think Amazon does, or the Nile.
No, in the United States.
It's not the Mississippi.
I don't think we have a northern flowing river in the United States.
I think we have one.
I don't think so.
Is it the Chattahoochee?
Could be the Chattahoochee.
Li-
Or the Grand.
How's the song go?
the Red River.
Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee.
Yeah, the Mississippi River goes
Never knew
north.
how much that body water meant to me. What
Well,
about
you have the Mississippi Delta down there.
No, the Mississippi River flows north.
No, it doesn't. It
Yes, it
empties
does.
into the Gulf of
No, it
Mexico.
doesn't.
Rivers
through New Orleans.
north flowing, Mississippi River.
No, because the
Red
Ohio
River.
River goes south,
All
and the
right.
Ohio River feeds the Mississippi.
Well, it says right here,
And the Monongahela.
rivers north flowing
What?
are the Nile, Mississippi River, the Red River, the Missouri River, the Monongahela River, whatever the fuck that is.
Monongahela.
I don't want to hear about
You know what I think? This is misleading. You know how rivers wind up and down, up and down, up and down, right? And it creates oxbow lakes right, when
Sure.
it eventually gets cut off.
Right.
Well, I think briefly
Now,
it flows north
So,
before it blows
even
south.
a mostly southward flowing river like the Mississippi has sections where it
north.
flows
Bingo.
towards the north, even directly north. If you see a river,
That's retarded.
Yeah.
That's completely misleading.
well, but it says the
No, it
Mississippi
doesn't.
River
The
is the
Mississippi
second
is-
longest river, and the Chief River the second largest drainage in North America. So second to the Hudson Bay.
But it's completely
It empties into the Gulf, though.
Right. It is a southward flowing river. It just
No.
happens to slightly move north and then go south. Slightly move north and go south. That's retarded.
Yeah.
Facts are facts.
2 against 1, you lose.
It's not a matter. It's facts are facts. Does it flow north?
Where does it empty? Where does it start? Where does it empty?
That's right. There we go.
I mean,
It starts in the north.
Starts in the north,
and
empties in the
the
south.
caption is rivers flow north. Flow.
There's your truth,
Right.
and then there's our truth,
If
which is the real truth.
it flows into the Mississippi River as its main tributary, 16 kilometers from the city of St. Louis. What is the Missouri? Okay, hold on. I don't know what the fuck that is. Let's talk about the Missouri River.
Why are we talking about rivers that flow north? What was that? Oh, okay, you were asking. What was the one that has prevailing winds? That's the Nile.
The Nile goes north. Yeah, because it empties into the.
And it has prevailing winds, which allows them to sail against it.
What about the Red River? The Red River is north central Texas.
Where's the
or
Red
north
River?
central.
That's Oklahoma,
Oh,
Texas
God,
border.
what's wrong with me? Yes, of course.
Doesn't that really
The Red River.
Doesn't that kind of go
It goes east-west.
east-west or west-east?
I think it goes, well, if you think about, well, okay.
It kind of starts.
So the border of Texas kind of goes
The
from
Red
the east
River
to the west, it goes north.
runs from Minnesota to Winnipeg almost.
What does?
The Red River.
The
Really?
one right here in Texas?
No.
Yep.
No, the Red River is a river in the north central United States and central Canada,
Okay.
originating at the confluence of the Bois de Sioux and Otter Tail River between the United States of Minnesota.
Okay, that's not the same river we're talking about then.
Well, I mean, I was talking about the Red River that flows north.
The Red River that separates Oklahoma and Texas.
Right.
Well, that's a gay river.
Is it really?
Well, in this month it is. In the month of June, it's gay.
It's a pride river.
It's got a
Interesting. I didn't know.
Is your company sending out daily factoid emails?
I'm not talking about that. So is the Red River the only river that flows north? There are countless examples of rivers flowing northward. Some of the most famous, I don't really give a shit, but some of the most famous ones are the Nile, along with the Russians Ob, Lena, Yenisei rivers, the Red River in the U.S., Canada, whatever.
This is kind of a stupid thing because it doesn't matter if it flows north or not. It's the elevation. Like river
flows
travels
down.
by gravity. Yes,
Correct.
It goes from a high elevation to a low elevation. It doesn't make any difference if it's north, south, east, or west. It's wherever the elevation is.
So my fear, Mr. Producer's put up on the History Channel, you have just a mass group of pride folk
It's very colorful.
that are gathered on the street. Obviously, you see a car there. You can't see anything. There's so many people, densely populated. What scares me
Are
is
there
that,
people in that car that are like waiting for the crowd to dissipate?
I don't
They
know.
need
Or
Sean,
are they
they need
parked?
Sean
I think
Sprayer.
they got to be parked. I don't think that would work with that many people.
I think it would.
Challenge accepted, huh?
Yeah.
So you're going to park yourself right in the middle of a New York or California?
No, I would never do that. It would only
Pride
be
parade.
to defend myself. And I'm not going to talk about that too much either. So, anyways, my fear about little events like this is that you have some jackass, some religion that doesn't believe in gay people. I don't know what religion that would be, but I'm sure you can figure that out. That will drive a truck or,
Well, they
or
do that
some
now.
vehicle.
That's not gay pride parade.
Well,
They do that for Christmas parades.
Well, I would say
That's what happened up in was it Milwaukee or Minnesota, where that guy drove through the Christmas parade.
Well, but he wasn't religiously motivated.
He was just asshole motivated.
Yeah, he wasn't really. It's very the only religion I know of that's like motivated to mass murder is Islam. To be honest, Islamic radicalists
today. Christianity
Yeah.
was that way back in the day.
Yeah, well, I'm sure every religion has gone through its,
Yeah.
dark periods. But I would say most religions, including Islam, espouses peace,
Right.
peace and love. So I don't think that would be the fear that I would have. I don't think you would have a religiously motivated.
I think you just have a crazy nut job.
Correct.
Man, I tell you what, I am tripping out on the thing that you mentioned earlier during our green room before the first podcast. We talked about the LIV and the PGA merging companies.
That was a
Right.
big deal.
Yeah.
So the Saudi-financed LIV Golf announced that this morning that it would merge with the PGA Tour and the Tour's European counterpart in a deal that's just crazy. And it's all over these golfers that wanted to play for both, and they're like, "Hey, fuck you!" And they were going to sue. Fuck them.
So,
thinking, why would you want to merge with another like Saudi Arabian golf team? Have your own separate shit. Fuck 'em.
so how'd this whole thing go down? Okay, so originally PGA Golf had kind of a total cornered the market on
Correct.
where all the big stars and the big tournaments and the big
Liv came
exciting.
Liv came along and said, and they
And they
approached all
they
the stars
threw
and just threw hundreds of millions of dollars.
ridiculous money at them.
Come play on our tour, and they said you could play both. I believe.
Oh,
We
is that what they led them to
And
believe?
then PGA came out and says, if you go play for them, you can't play in any PGA tours.
Yeah,
I believe that's correct.
BS, man.
So that created the big stink on top of the whole ethics and morality of playing for the Saudi Arabians.
Saudi Arabians, yeah.
So there was that conflict going on to go, so you're supporting the whole
Terrorism.
genocide and all that shit that
Oppression of women.
the Khashoggi
and gay
thing.
people.
Right. Gay people.
Where is Pride Month people contesting all this? Where are the women's elitists?
Well, I think it comes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it comes down. Well, I agree with you. I think it comes down to we all have a dollar amount to look the other way.
So I would love to know Target, right? Target, where is Target globally? Does Target operate in the Middle East?
You talking about Target the store?
Target the store. Are there any Target stores in the Middle East, Mr. Producer? I would, because if they are, they should have Pride displays in the Middle East, should they not?
You would think.
And if they don't, why not?
So they have Targets in the United States and Canada only.
Okay.
Yes. Very small footprint.
That is a very small footprint.
Right.
Walmart, where is Walmart in the Middle East?
Target does not have any stores in Europe. Let's see, worldwide.
That is shocking that Target and Walmart, is Walmart in Europe?
Also, Walmart is the same. The company operates under the name Walmart in the United States and Canada as Walmart in Mexico.
Mexico, African countries?
It's Walmart de Mexico y Central America in Mexico and Central America.
They're not called Walmart though.
They're called Flipkart. Oh no, I'm sorry. Flipkart is a wholesale in India.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
Yeah,
It says China.
China.
Walmart's in China.
Chile.
I trip out on all the
Chile. They're in Chile, too. Yeah, some people call it Chile.
Oh, Chile.
But, there's some Chiles out there. Chileans.
Chile.
And, all right, so Walmart is way more global than Target then.
Yes.
If you said it's only in Canada and U.S. is Target?
Correct. Under that name.
Interesting. That is interesting.
They're under Target.
Anyway, I do find it hypocritical that if they're gonna, they go halfway, and we know why, guys. They go halfway with their virtue signaling, right?
It's like Disney.
Right.
Disney is and their latest one, The Little Mermaid, has tanked over in China and other countries.
Oh, it has failed. Like
Disney
one of
has?
the worst movies ever.
Yeah, well, they remade The Little Mermaid, right? And
In live action.
live action, and they changed the characters, right?
Yes.
So
Is the mermaid itself? Is Ariel? Is she African American
in the movie,
in the live action?
movie,
Interesting. Okay.
and
When you say live action, are you referring to
Real people, like
non-animated?
like actors,
Yeah,
yes.
like real people.
Okay.
And there's computerized fish, computerized crab.
And who's the guy? Is he an African American as well?
I don't know. I didn't see the movie. I have no idea.
I'm just curious.
I have no desire ever.
I saw the OG, so I don't need to watch it again. Just like The Lion King, just like they're remaking all their movies. I don't need to see them.
All right, see what the Mr. Producer just pulled this up here. What is the movie? 7.2, which is bullshit. So here's what I heard about.
Oh yeah, they changed their scoring system.
Yeah.
Whoa! What?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, they absolutely
Yes.
changed it. So if you look at the number 1 stars, how many number 1 stars and how many number 5 stars they have, there's no way it's a 7.2. And I don't even know.
Well, when you say they change it, how do you? What are you saying? How
they
do you know
lied.
that?
Look. You have 40%.
Oh my
Okay.
God!
If you have if you have 17, I mean, come on. What's the mean average on here?
The weighted
That's
average. Yep. It's not 7.2. I can tell you that.
Unweighted mean is a 4.6. Unweighted mean is a 4.6.
Oh yeah, it tells you down there.
But they gave it a 7.2.
Yeah, they for this movie they had to change their algorithm.
Oh my God.
So
what is it on Rotten Tomatoes?
To support the narrative.
Oh, that's insane.
I mean, that's wow. Look at that.
Look at Brazil.
Holy shit.
Brazil 71.6 1 star.
Oh, it's Hungary.
Oh, that's Hungary. Yeah. Oh, well, they're a very conservative country, actually.
Yeah.
All right. So go to Rotten Tomatoes. I want to see what Rotten Tomatoes says about Little Mermaid.
And I want Little Mermaid to be successful. I want all those actors to be successful.
I don't if it's woke and
well, no,
I
don't want that. Let's just they're starting to
go
queer
woke,
up
go
all
broke.
kinds of movies.
I'm on board with go woke, go broke. I mean, you reap what you sow. Bud Light. I mean,
well,
audience scored 94%.
Here's the problem that I have
Bullshit.
with what they're doing. Now, I don't care about Little Mermaid because it's a fake story. But when you have like Queen Elizabeth, there's something on Netflix that they have an
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. They have an African American
Oh,
that are.
Egypt was upset about it.
So, but my point is
it got tanked. It has the worst.
If you were
Rotten Tomato score ever,
they gave such a hard time for the people from The Simpsons, for example, the guy that was doing the Indian accent, and he was white, and he was like, "Oh, thank you, come again."
It's a famous dude.
Yeah.
Abu. Oh yeah, it is.
So, but they gave him such a hard time because he's not an actual Indian or whatever.
Hank Azaria.
And then they turn around and
he's the pool boy in Birdcage.
Yes,
he's also in Godzilla.
But my point is
that
amazing? They canceled him. They canceled him from that show because they were like, well, you can't change your accent.
No. He volunteered that.
They gave him a hard time about it, and then he
followed
suit.
In general, and then he was like, "Yeah, it's not right for me to be doing an Indian accent."
He caved. It was bullshit.
Well, of course he caved.
But my point is, why aren't they doing the same thing about the Cleopatra?
Right.
Why is it fair one direction and not the other? I mean, bitch, please.
Right. No,
that's what really grinds my gears. Be consistent.
Right.
No, there is no consistency. So what is this telling us? What's this?
Yeah, I thought it was all audience, verified audience. So 90.
That's a big difference.
94% of the verified audience loves it. Oh my God, like the best. And then all audience is only 57%.
That's just bullshit.
Yeah, they're fudging the numbers.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Now you can't even trust. I mean, I actually go to IMDb all the time to look at the rating before I choose to spend 2 hours watching a movie or not.
You can't trust it.
Now I don't know if I can trust it. That's crap.
Because you go, 7.2, it must not be bad.
Right. Oh, anything over a 7 is excellent.
Let's go watch it.
Yeah, not now.
And if they stick to the movie, I'm sure the movie's fine, right? It's the fact that the changes were made.
Well, that and all the woke stuff they put in there.
Oh, did they add a bunch of shit to it?
I guess.
I was reading some review of that movie, and they were laying into The Little Mermaid simply because they thought it was outrageous for a woman to be willing to give up her voice for a man.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Like that?
That was beautiful.
I know. I got a little weepy.
I wish you could do that.
So weepy.
I'm going to go back and listen to that over and over again.
It sounds like the girl that filtered.
I want a snippet of that. Jeff, if you can remember, I want you to send me a snippet of that. I'm going to make it my ringtone for sure.
The cartoon was great. You had the octopus woman as a poor fortunate soul.
That's okay. They shouldn't sound like that, but yeah. Anyway, that's a great movie. Anyway, hold on. What was I saying? I was saying, and then there was somebody that lit. I mean, you know how it's ridiculous now that the news is what Twitter responses are.
Correct.
Which is stupid. But anyway, one of them was she wasn't giving up her voice to be because of a man.
Be human.
To be human, to experience what it means to be human, to experience love, and to experience the life on land, and all that kind of stuff, and lit into this person that it wasn't about a feminist message, that said, it's for this boy that she likes. Anyway, it was crazy. We just can't get along about anything, can we?
No, not these days. You can't.
But I love that movie. I loved when we should talk about that real quick. What were your favorite Disney movies before they got like woke and stupid?
I like Toy Story. I like Lion King.
Beauty and the Beast is good.
Beauty and the Beast is good. There's
Little-
a lot. There's a
Little
ton
Mermaid
of them out
is
there.
great.
There's a ton of them out there.
And we're not talking about Pixar, right? That's the Toy Story ones.
Well, it's Disney owned. Right. Okay. If we exclude those,
Exclude those.
I think The Lion King is near the top.
I enjoyed Aladdin.
Aladdin
was great.
Aladdin was good.
It was. You guys ever watch The Rescuers?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
RESCUE Rescue Aid Society. That's where you had Bianca and
That's right. The rats or the mice. Are they
mice.
rats?
they're mice.
They're mice.
You had Bianca
mice,
and who
that's
was
right.
the French lady, Zsa Zsa Gabor. What? Actually, that's not her name. But and then you had.
This was before there was famous voices. I
Oh,
always
no.
I
No.
was upset about the fact that they went with famous voices for movies because they were people that were no-name people that were excellent at giving voices to animated movies.
Right.
And then they started to put real actors in there, and it took away.
When did that start?
I don't know, but it took away like.
Well, I don't know because if you watch Lion King, that's got James Earl Jones. It's got Darth Vader in it, right?
Right.
It's got the kid.
You mean the guy from the Arby's commercial?
No, that's the guy from Mission Impossible. Ving Rhames.
I bring that up every time.
Yes.
Sorry.
So what was the one? I'm sorry.
But that's
No.
a good question. When did they start having animated movies with
Toy Story.
not real people,
Was it Toy Story?
What do you mean not real people?
not celebrities? They weren't always that way.
You mean the voices?
The
Or
voices.
just regular
It
people?
may have been.
Yeah,
Pix-
look
it
up-
may have been Pixar because you got Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, and then you have all the supporting characters who all
Yes.
their voices.
And,
Right?
and I think it was a brilliant move to bring people to the movie, right? But I always felt bad for the people who were in the industry that were no names, that were like Little Mermaid. If you look up Little Mermaid, you won't know any of those people.
Yeah.
And I bet you if you looked up
Ooh, the Black Cauldron was a good one
their
too.
voice
Beauty and the
actors-
Beast, you won't know any of those people.
Yeah.
I
Well, they're
think- I think-
specialized.
I think Black Cauldron is the only PG cartoon from Disney back in the day.
PG. Oh yeah, okay.
Everything else was G,
Really?
Yeah.
They had nudity.
penetration.
And a magical
God.
cauldron
If the Horn King should find it,
Look at that.
nothing could stand against him.
that holds the key to saving a mystical land.
And we show penetration.
Oh. In the butt.
And there's no penetration like animated
On a
penetration.
new special edition Disney DVD.
If we destroy the cauldron, it will stop the Horn King.
Do they use profanity in
With
this one?
deleted scenes
I
and more.
and
If I
more.
don't stop
And
the
more.
cauldron,
Penetration.
We're all lost.
Walt Disney's
It's probably
classic
the. I
adventure.
think it's just the
again.
intensity of the
Don't
movie.
stick it
Special
in.
edition.
Just the tip,
Coming
please.
soon
Just the
to
tip.
Disney.
I like the Fantasia as well. That was one of my favorites.
Good Lord.
I wish I had said that.
Yes.
Did you just say just the tip?
I did.
As a
She's like, oh no.
as a Disney character,
I know.
nice.
So there was
Mulan was good. The cartoon.
I've never seen Mulan.
Mulan was good. We watched the shit out of that too.
The shit out of it.
And they made the live version of that as well.
Oh. You got Pocahontas.
Yeah,
I haven't
Pocahontas
seen
was good.
Pocahontas.
Alice in Wonderland was pretty cool. That came out like
I've seen all of them.
yeah. Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Oh, those were slow. The Aristocrats.
The Aristocrats.
Oh my God, the slowest movie you'll ever see.
Peter
Yeah.
Pan.
That was when they they were slow.
101 Dalmatians. Well, they tried to tell a whole story.
I know.
you
How about
know,
like
a regular
really
story.
old, like Dumbo?
We
I'm not
watched
sure
that
I've-
once.
I'm not sure I've
It's
seen
very
Dumbo.
sad. It's a very sad movie.
Because it's a little elephant that lost its mom, and
Yes.
really every single Disney movie they lose their mom.
Yes. Bambi.
Why is that?
We watched
What's
Bambi.
their obsession with killing? What do you call it when they kill moms?
Matricide?
Matricide?
Yes.
Are you sure that's the right word?
There's patricide. Kill your dad.
Yeah. So Disney's obsessed with matricide.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say that word.
And yeah, we watched all. Julie had a collection of them.
Yeah.
And we just added on to it as the kids came around.
I miss animated movies. I do.
Yeah, I don't watch them anymore.
I don't.
Yeah, it's
I
because they're
don't-
just different.
Well, it's not just that. Is I don't have the kids and nothing really. if I didn't have kids, I don't know if I would have gone and seen all the ones that I did.
We should
that's
go see
true.
the animated version of Midway.
I'll tell you, I used to
go get
watch
some Evan Williams
a lot of
100.
Veggie Tales.
Oh, VeggieTales.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
Veggie Tales were Christian-based storylines that taught kids Bible stories.
Yes, it was
and
great.
all out of vegetables. I thought it was so fun, except for the tomato. He's a fruit, but
It was great. I love
Bob
them.
the tomato, Larry the cucumber.
Yes, they were great.
Veggie Tales.
Veggie Tales.
They had so many the songs were so catchy.
Broccoli, celery, gotta be Veggie Tales.
Yep.
I loved it.
Okay, so
And then, of course, there was Bob the Builder. Oh, so we all went. There we go. Oh, this is the extended version.
oh yeah. There's Larry the cucumber.
If you like to talk to tomatoes, if a squash can make you smile.
Oh, my God.
You like
It's been a while, man.
This is the extended version.
This is back when life was simple.
There's Miss Blueberry. Asparagus.
She was hot.
Excuse me.
She was hot.
Yeah.
Have we got a show
They
for
really know how to
you?
pump up her blueberries. All right.
Seriously, this is back when life was simple. And we
Well,
thought it was hard.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And we thought the world was we thought the world was crazy back then, but now it makes us think that the life was great back then, doesn't it?
It was. I'll tell you, it was crazy back then. I mean, the kids all younger. I mean, my house was a fucking tornado with
zoo.
4 kids.
Yeah.
But I remember coming home from work. I was tired. I had 2 jobs, 3 jobs. It was crazy. It was crazy. My life was a whirlwind. I would come home literally in between breaks
During
and
the VeggieTale days.
I would sit on the floor with the kids and play with them.
Yeah.
And I remember they would climb all over me, and I would fall asleep. And I'd be sleeping on the floor, and they'd like crawl over me, and I'd still try to play
They were
with
like
them.
smacking you with stuff.
Oh,
Dad, put your CPAP on. Come on.
You're snoring again.
Be Darth Vader.
I don't think I snored. I didn't snore. I snored, but I don't think the heavier I got, the more I snored.
Yeah, that comes with weight and age.
What were the other shows? I mean, Bob the Builder was one of them for us.
Yeah, we
I
watched
didn't watch
Bob the
that.
Builder.
I
We
didn't watch that.
Roly Poly Oly.
Roly Poly
I didn't watch that
Oly.
either.
That was a great one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Brandon
God, I
was
remember Dylan, my oldest. He would go apeshit crazy when Bob the Builder was on. He'd be jumping on the bed and going nuts.
Yeah. Do you watch Bear the Big Blue House?
I think that sounds familiar.
I watched Blue's Clues.
Oh, Blue's Clues.
You watch the Blue's Clues too.
I remember Blue's Clues. Then they had that weird. They switched the dude out in the middle of Blue's Clues.
Yeah, he left.
Yeah, what? There was a story behind
went
that.
to college.
Well, he wanted to become a rock star. He was in some heavy metal headbanging game.
And I think he has come back and said he regretted
Yeah, I
having
think so.
done that. Did you see that article?
I think
because
so,
it was
yeah.
a flop.
No. Well, no. Well, having left the show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the show was hurt, but when he left his career, I don't even know what he was doing, if he was singing or what the hell he was doing for the heavy metal band. But his band flopped.
All right. That's sad.
I
wonder if he banked a lot of money during his Blue's Clues days.
Who knows? I mean,
I'm gonna bet no. He probably get paid a bunch.
well,
Probably
I mean, they
not.
had so much. They sold shirts. They sold, the toys.
And he
but if he
gets
didn't,
books.
if he
I
didn't write
know.
that contract right, he didn't get shit.
And he gets 0.000%. Hey, you guys, I know that it's kind of along those lines. You ever watch The Last Dance with Michael Jordan?
No.
It's fascinating. I didn't want to watch it, and I was dragging my feet to watch it. You need to watch it. It's really, really good. And it talks about how Scottie Pippen signed a shitty-ass contract.
Oh, really?
And so everyone around him is making buku bucks, right? Not counting Jordan. Jordan's like making ridiculous numbers. And he was locked into a long contract that was really bad because he was one of like 14 kids, and he just needed the money so he could send it home. He's a good kid.
Right.
And he was such a pivotal part of their championship runs, right?
Oh, yeah.
2 different runs. And it's heartbreaking, And
Did he ever make his money?
No, not really.
Really?
Not really. You guys need to watch that. If you ever see that on there and you remember,
It's on Netflix.
it's worth watching. It's really good.
I'm watching a documentary now. It's about this family who adopts what they think is a 6-year-old girl from Ukraine, and she ends up.
I think that was actually audible on my microphone.
I think you shit.
I think that was audible on my microphone.
Yes.
So just soak that in.
He had to lean to get that one out.
Good Lord. Are you okay?
It was those chips.
Well,
They
I
went
get
right
it.
through
I mean,
me.
I'm just concerned for your well-being right now.
Oh, no. Did you hear that high-pitched little toot? I have a
I
tight butt.
did, and
Everyone
now
heard that.
I smell it.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yes, I 100% do.
I don't. Mine smell good.
I would actually replace that chair, Jeff. God almighty.
Oh, come on.
All
Yeah.
right.
I think we might
So
need
anyway,
this.
I'm
This
watching.
might be the first podcast we cut short. Thank you,
Yeah,
Sean.
This documentary, I'm only 2 in out of 4, I think. But this girl is apparently, it's going back and forth. Is she
ridiculous.
a little girl, or is she 30?
And apparently she's a con artist. I don't know if she's a con artist, but she's destroying that family.
Yes. Well, I'm not all the way through it yet. But the parents seem like
I
they're
saw the-
wheels off as well, though.
Yeah, I saw the article headline. I don't know the details, so there's a documentary on it, huh?
Yes, I'm watching it now.
Okay, all right. Well, let me know how that goes. You are the not the authority, but you are a very good you're a very good resource for telling me what documentaries are good on Netflix. So
I'm also watching Pearl Harbor minute by minute.
really,
It's fascinating. Yes.
there were so many things missed.
Oh yeah, they go through all that. And
I know.
and they're like, because what's interesting,
The mini subs.
the mini subs are in it.
What do you mean mini subs? Like the submarines?
Yeah.
Japan made mini subs.
They had like 2-person mini subs.
Yeah.
Oh, how many people were in there?
2.
I thought it was 2.
It's 2 people.
In Fredericksburg, they have a Pacific Museum, and they have one of those there.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Well, what's interesting is
it has. It has
Well, hold on. How long does it take to get from Japan to Hawaii?
took months.
a long time. And were they launched from a battleship? They probably were.
They were launched from larger submarines.
Okay, so it wasn't like they went the entire
No.
Pacific. They would never have made it.
No, but what's interesting is
They sunk them though.
there was a ship that saw one of the periscopes or the conning tower or something.
Yep.
And they ended up shooting it and destroying it.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, is I never thought about this, is one of the narrators or whoever said, little did they know, but these guys on this boat shot the first American war shots, or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it.
The first kill.
First shots in World War II for America was destroying that submarine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, there it is, a schematic of it.
Yeah, they said it was over 100 degrees in there.
Oh, God, what a nightmare.
Yeah.
Wow, 100 degrees.
Yep.
You would think.
Imagine signing up for that deal. Yeah, I want to be in that 2-man submarine going 400 miles.
They also, no shit. They also said that the aircraft carriers, they turned off all the heat to
be
conserve, to be quiet and to conserve fuel, so to make that journey. And it was during winter through the Pacific, which was brutal, they said.
Damn.
The submarines.
No,
on
the
the
aircraft
ships,
carriers.
the aircraft carriers, all the ships that were
Because they were
coming.
doing their
The United States aircraft carriers.
No, the
No.
Japanese, as they made their way from Japan,
to attack
Oh.
Pearl Harbor.
because they kind of went up and then they came back down.
Yeah, they avoided major shipping lanes.
Yeah, so they went. They were like
to do their sneak, underhanded, devious, evil attack
right, and
when they hadn't even declared war on us.
And what's interesting is they have survivors of Pearl Harbor on there, but they also have one of the Japanese pilots.
Oh wow,
He's 103,
damn.
and he's giving his perspective. He's like, "This is what we were told to do."
Absolutely, he was
Right.
he was doing his job.
Yeah, and he's like, "We went out there prepared. We're not going to come back."
Right,
And
suicide mission.
and we don't want to get caught, so none of them wore parachutes. So if you got shot,
You're
were going
dying.
down. Yeah, so they didn't wear parachutes.
So how did he survive?
Wow.
He made it back.
Oh yeah, no, they got very little resistance.
Yeah, there was hardly any resistance.
We were peacetime. I mean, we weren't at war with them.
We were caught flat-footed.
And we were sleeping.
And they go through all of the missed things.
On the radar.
All of it, yeah. The guy who was...
Like there was some alarms that went off, and they just dismissed them.
They did. They thought they were things coming from the mainland. U.S. planes coming from the mainland.
They thought they were B-17s.
Yeah, on the big radar.
And the guy who was in charge at the time there wasn't a radar reader. He was actually there to learn what
it was on a Sunday.
What it was. And he really wasn't the guy there, but he's like, yeah, you can ignore that. That's the B-17s. So they ignored it.
Unbelievable.
But even leading up to that, there were a lot of misses.
Yes, they even had like encoded messages, right?
I think we're missing one of the biggest stories today, and that today is June 6th, and it's D-Day.
D-Day.
You're right.
God, what a day in history.
So So how many years is that now? Is that?
It's 1944.
So it's almost 80. Is it 80 years?
Jeez,
am I doing that math right?
79 years.
Yeah, so almost 80 years. Those guys were studs.
I mean, and we just threw bodies at it, man. I mean, they knew. I mean, we got exceptionally lucky. A number of factors. They had pulled a lot of things away from the western coast because they were, fighting multiple fronts, and they didn't think we were gonna do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Had they been ready for us, I'm not sure it would have been successful. I don't know.
Right.
Well, they had to reload. That's basically the only reason a lot of those guys survived.
Right.
Their guns jammed, or
they
reloaded.
Almost ran out of ammo, like just shooting sitting ducks.
Literally. And those guys in the boats, can you just imagine? I mean, you see that picture I sent you this morning?
Yep.
You can zoom in on those pictures. They're normal dudes just like us.
I know. Dude, they're 18, 19 years old. And that was what made me sick about watching Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan does a fantastic job of, like, depicting how that went down.
Right.
Where these guys are gung-ho, ready to fight for their country, and the thing drops, and they just all get shot up, like, because there's a guy just shooting a machine gun
straight into it. Boom.
Well,
straight
before
into
the show
it.
ends, the Normandy landings were the landing operations, Associated Airborne Operations on Tuesday, June 6, 1944, Allied invasion of Normandy and Operation Overlord during World War II. That was very wordy, wasn't
Overlord, yeah.
Yeah, codenamed Operation Neptune and often referred to as D-Day. It was the largest seaborne airport in history.
An amazing sacrifice and testament to those veterans and those.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's a great way to end this show. What a shout out! A shout out to those veterans and the families of those veterans and what they went through. That is one of my bucket list items, to go to Normandy and pay my respects.
It certainly is. And getting back, I'm going to have to say a big fat no to this bourbon for me.
Yeah, it wasn't that great for me either.
I didn't enjoy the peat version of it. I think that peated whiskey that they put in there, it didn't work for me either. So that's a big fat no for me too.
So
I hear you.
That's the 3 Dumbs Down for Dudes Like Us. Thank you, Mr. Producer, Mr. Austin. The Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.